Hey everyone, it's your sports medicine specialist Patience, and today we're going to go over fitness and nutrition Q&A. And I am so excited about this because I sent a proposal out to my clients asking them, "Hey, what are some questions you might have about fitness? Maybe something you're struggling with in your journey or questions on nutrition." And the response has been overwhelming. So I am so excited to address these questions. Now, there's over 80 questions submitted, so I won't be able to touch on all of those today. However, in the next few weeks and months, I will go over those questions. In addition to that, I'm also going to bring on trainers that are great friends of mine, but also who are knowledgeable and experienced in this realm as well, so that you can have an overall sound mind and knowledge understanding. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. So, the first question I have is, how do I stay motivated and not get weary doing the same routine? And I completely understand that. So, first and foremost, when it comes to a workout routine, most workout routines should change, adjust, or have different variables every 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, especially because the body adapts. But in the long run, I get it, right? It's the same routine. I still have to eat clean, I still have to work out. So, I would suggest this when it comes to your workouts. Try to find even the smaller details to challenge yourself with. So, for example, when you have cardio, whether it's a treadmill, a bike, or elliptical, a lot of those cardio machines have programs inside of them, like they're already programmed into them. And those programs will say weight loss, interval, strength, glute workout. So, why don't you challenge yourself and try one of those, right? Or try all of them. In addition to that, look at your speed, look at your time. Can you decrease your time? Can you increase your cadence? There are things like, as well as your variables, your treadmill, can you increase your incline while you're running? So I think there's many ways that you can challenge yourself to make your workouts and your routine exciting, and keep these small little goals that will end up meeting the bigger goal that you have. A few years ago, I tried the 100 rep challenge for about 90 days, and that was where every exercise you complete has to have a repetition of 100. And so I really would challenge you guys, those that maybe started working out, a few months in. I wouldn't challenge this for anybody new, but that's a really crazy challenge to try out. And there's reasons behind a 100 rep challenge, so we can address that a little bit later. But in general, like I said, how do you keep your routine excited? Look for the small details that you can add, right? And your coach, your trainer, or your sports medicine specialist, that is what our job is also, is to help create that for you. Okay? All right, on to the next question. When I reach my goal, what next? How do I know my body won't switch back because I want to eat more? Oh, and this is a loaded question. So here we go. When I reach my goal, what next? And that's a great one. So really it comes down to, what do you want? You're right. What's next? Do you want to maintain the look that you have? Do you want to change the look? Do you want to add more muscle? Do you want to take away? Do you want to have more definition in your muscles? So, all of that is kind of part of the what next questions. And I think in the fitness industry, and anybody who's on a fitness journey, is you're always trying to achieve something. Maybe it's advancing your cardio, maybe it's advancing your physique, maybe it's decreasing a weight, increasing a weight. I think that's kind of part of the journey that you have, right? And staying healthy. So the next part of the question is, how do I know my body won't switch back? All right. So a body won't switch back because you are taking accountability for what you have done to your body before the journey started. And I can't stress that enough, that listen, it's not to be mean. I absolutely love everybody that I'm here to help, but you have to be honest with yourself. What were you doing that has created such an environment for your body to be in the position that it was? Okay. So you ask, hey, how do I know my body won't switch back? Well, don't present the things that were hurting your body in the first place, right? Overeating or not knowing or understanding your portions, right? being sedentary, okay, not as active as you usually are. Going back to that kind of lifestyle is where you're going to find the body is going to shift back into that, right? So take responsibility, maybe even write down like these are things I know that are not healthy and don't help my body. And again, the purpose of a journey is that you build healthy habits so that your body is not trying to revert into what it used to do. Okay. All right, and the last thing is because I want to eat more, right? So here's a cool part. When you become more into the fitness side, you're gaining lean tissue, you're leaning out. Guess what? Your muscles help burn a majority of the calories while you're at rest. So that means is yeah, you're going to feel hungry more. You even can eat more because your metabolism is revved up. You have more lean tissue on you, which again, that means your metabolism is doing well, right? So there's a lot of great key aspects that happen when you become more fit and that allow you to enjoy the foods that you want to. Okay? All right, that's a good question. Loaded, right? Here's the next one. What's a healthy cheat day? Okay, so I think a few weeks ago I posted this, but a cheat day is not necessarily something that I encourage. Let's start with a cheat meal. So my encouragement for you is this: when you know you're going to have a cheat meal, go out to a restaurant or cook something, at home, fried chicken, who knows. Try to make a few hours prior or other meals throughout the day healthier. And that way, the body's a little bit more balanced. There's not that kind of guilt that settles in, and it still keeps your body on a healthy path, right? Don't create the whole day to be a washout. Try to add, nutritional things. So, for example, if I know I'm going to have a fried chicken dinner for dinner, then for breakfast, I still want to have, something healthy. I want to have my eggs or a smoothie. For lunch, I would still probably do a salad because I know the dinner is going to be heavier set, right? So still make good choices even on your cheat meal, not your cheat day. Okay. All right. Next question. How do I associate with people who don't support my fitness lifestyle? Wow. And I personally experienced this. So I would say this: I never would encourage anybody to cut a relationship off or disassociate, but just watch if this is something that you can address with them. You have to understand sometimes friends and families are shocked when they see that you are getting healthier or that you're trying something new. It can sometimes bring out jealousy or that discomfort about themselves. And I think that you just have to be more aware to understand not everybody's on the same page as you. And that's okay. Sometimes that can be a sit down conversation to go over with them. And sometimes that's just let me not have as many interactions with you because that's negativity for me. I highly believe and strongly advise that you be careful what you allow in your life. Right. And so there are people in my life that I'm not saying I will not be friends with you because you don't like fitness, but I also know I can't be around them too long, right? And I like to associate with myself with people that respect their bodies, want to change their bodies, look at the healthy side. They're not trying to pull me in a direction that I know for me personally in the long run, I want to be a healthy older person. I don't want to deal with a lot of health issues that I can control right now, right? So that's a deep question that's loaded, but I would just say at the end of the day, talk with them, see if there's something that maybe they're just jealous and they just want to join you on the journey. You never know. All right, so here we go. Next question. Vacation. When I'm on vacation, do I have to eat right and work out? Because I don't want to. And that's a funny one. I love this. So let's address the first thing, the vacation. Whenever we have an event that is very special coming up, it's important to prepare yourself months ahead. And when I say months, I'm talking a minimum of 4 months out. If you know you have something very special coming up, prep for it, right? So when we self-destruct when we create this scenario. All right, I got 2 weeks, I got a wedding, or I've got a cruise. Let me get in shape now. Because you're not only putting your body through a tremendous stress, the likelihood of you succeeding is low. And then when you go on the cruise or whatever, your vacation, you're eating, you're enjoying, you come back home and holy crap, you've gained 5 to 10 pounds. So try to brace yourself, give yourself time so that the 4 month time frame minimum is what helps you to create better habits. It's what also helps you to create the lean muscle. It is what helps you in your metabolism. So by the time your vacation comes up, enjoy it. Eat the food, go out, enjoy the sun, enjoy the culture, right? So hopefully that answers your question, that you can absolutely enjoy your vacation, but try to prepare yourself a few months out. All right, so here we go. The next question. For women over 50, why is it so tough to get rid of the lower belly fat? And how long does it take before I start seeing it get smaller? And this is another loaded question, so I'll start with this. For women over 50, there's not necessarily an age of when you accumulate body fat in your stomach. What it comes down to is this. If you have had an active lifestyle, maybe in your younger years, like middle school, high school, college. And then you have, the typical 9 to 5 or the career that happens, the 10-hour shifts, the 14-hour shifts. You have to realize that over time you become sedentary, right? Your activity level changes, and over time your eating might change, or there's events in your life that happen. And this accumulates, a lot of people accumulate fat in their stomach over time, right? It's not like you woke up one day and all of a sudden you got a belly. It happens over time. And so we have to be more mindful that our bodies store fat differently. Everybody has their genetics that play a role, but for the most part, most people store fat in their stomach. It's just where it accumulates. It's where the most common area is. However, people have stored in their arms, their face, their hips, their thighs, their butt. So it's not like it's personally to you, but again, at the end of the day, the stomach is a very common area for people to struggle with the most when it comes to fat, and that's because that is where most of the fat accumulation is. So you didn't build that stomach in a day, you won't lose it in a day. It's going to take some time. It's going to take even maybe a light detox throughout the progress. It's going to take your cardio, your workouts, your nutrition, and it's a journey. If you look back on before and after pictures of maybe your own testimony or others, you'll notice the stomach does come down, right? It's a gradual, but it does come down. You don't see somebody fit and then a huge stomach left. So it will happen. But as far as being a woman over 50, it is harder, again, because of your lifestyle that maybe you've had prior. So that is why I encourage women at young ages, 30s, 40s, 50s, to begin their fitness journey, because our bodies change as we get older. Women are more sustained to, osteoporosis, which does not happen just because you're old. It can happen in young women as well. But we're very prone to, our bodies are fragile in certain states. So be active. Try to keep that kind of activity level in your life so that when you age, you're not dealing with, I gotta lose the weight now, I gotta, add muscle, I gotta do all that. So hopefully that helps out on the first part of the question. The next question is, why is it tough to get rid of the lower body fat? And again, that's the accumulation. That's where majority of people store their fat. So it's going to take time to decrease. Okay. Now, how long does it take before I start seeing it get smaller? Everybody is different. This is where genetics play a role. This is where your activity level plays a role. This is where your workout program plays a role. And I say that because of this. Some people can be on a 4-week workout program and they're eating right, their nutrition's on point, they're following their macros, and they see results everywhere. It's not just in their stomach. They see it in their arms, their face. They start to see that pretty quick, right? But they're working out 4 to 5 days a week. Now, if someone's working out only 1 day a week, there's no way they're going to see the same results as the person who's working out 3 to 4 days a week, right? So it's customized in the sense of how long will it take. It depends on how much fat you have to lose. It depends on, your workout program. It depends on your food. It also depends on your medical history. what has happened to your body prior to all of this. The more trauma or the medical issue or the more sedentary lifestyle or the longer of years if you had a sedentary lifestyle is going to take some time. And I know it's not necessarily the answer that you want to hear. You want to hear the, it's gone. All right, wake up, let's go. But honestly, again, you don't wake up and have a stomach out of nowhere. So it took time to build, and it probably came to a position where you said, oh, I didn't know my stomach was kind of like that, right? And so it's kind of the same thing when it comes to your weight loss journey or your belly fat areas. It's going to, oh, all right, it's coming down a little bit. Look for the small areas. Look at how your clothes fit. Look at how friends and families comment on you. Look at how you feel, right? And these are things that a scale, body fat analysis, hydro water therapy, these are things that they can't regulate this. They can't tell you, hey, your skin is better. Hey, you're sleeping better. Hey, your metabolism is actually starting to increase. These are not measurable items by a machine or a system. This is measurable by how you feel. So look at those positives, right? And I'm telling you, when all of these things start to add up, you're going to notice the areas that you carry your fat, it will decrease, okay? Now, one thing I do want to add in there is this. Sometimes people that experience a lot of belly fat in their region of the stomach is there could be an underlying issue. There could be medical stuff as well, which just means maybe you have an allergen, right? Maybe there's gluten or carbohydrate issues. Maybe certain foods and items are creating bloating or discomfort, or there's, some people with diabetes or pre-diabetes, they experience that as well. So if it's more of a medical thing, obviously, and most importantly, talk to your physician about that, okay? But also the other side of it is look at your physical health issues in the past to know, is this accumulated over time? If it has, it's going to decrease over time, okay? All right, so from there, the next question I have is, why am I more hungry after a workout now that I'm on a level 2 of a program? So a few things with that is, one, a really good coach or a nutritionist, they will put you on a program where you're going to experience good things that your body is changing. And that's how the body that you had when you first started your journey should not be in the same position or response level as what it is now that you're 4, 6, 8 weeks in, right? So that's good programming, but also on the other side, that's showing your body is adapting. Your body is actually saying, hey, like, we're getting lean tissue, right? Remember, muscle makes you burn more calories at rest. It also creates the hunger because your body's saying, hey, we need more calories in. We need more fuel. We got to get going, man. We're trying to push the weight, or we're trying to do this and that. So these are all positive signs to show a metabolism is revving up. Lean tissue has been added to the body. There's not as much fat cells as you were before. So these are positive things. And again, a good trainer or coach who does periodization is what it's called, where we can digress your workout program into stages and read your body, kind of know what's coming in. That is where you're going to notice your body changes and the responses are a positive thing, okay? All right, so from there, we're going to look into, are there certain ages at which a body's metabolism slows down? I think I touched on this a little bit a little while ago, but I'll hit it again. It's not necessarily at your age. It is also your activity level. Have you been sedentary? What are you eating? What are you ingesting into your body? Age does play a role. Sex plays a role. Men, all right, usually men's metabolism is astoundingly better than women's. I mean, it's just genetics. There's a lot of factors that play into role. It's not just age. So just keep that in mind. And when you do have a slow metabolism, again, look at what you've kind of put into your body, as well as look at the medical side. If it's something that, hey, I've tried this, I've tried that, my coach has given me this, and it's just not working, my metabolism is still at a very low position, look into the genetics and also ask your physician. Sometimes you'll need a blood panel test, an allergen test. So there are cases like that. Question is, are there certain foods that can be contributing factors to asthma or creating phlegm? Absolutely, with the phlegm. Okay, there are known to be the kind of the dairy product family is known to um, have people experience phlegm in their stomach and in their esophagus, their throat. So it's very common to experience that with dairy products. However, it's not just with dairy products. Some people have allergens where they experience like an itchy throat, they experience bloating, they experience diarrhea, things like that because of certain foods. And again, this can come down to you having a blood panel test or an allergen test to find out exactly if your body responds as well to certain items of foods or even just certain macro categories. But also just keep in mind, like, not all food is good food, especially right now in this world and time. A lot of things are processed, a lot of things have steroids. So we just want to be more mindful of what we put in our body. But I would definitely recommend, if you're experiencing effects like phlegm, even just allergies or asthma kind of starting up, look at to or list what you're eating and really pay attention and notice, hey, is there a pattern? Every time I eat this, or every time I eat this at a certain time of the day, that's when I feel it the most. Also notice the weather, right? Weather has a huge indication on how we feel, especially if we have arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. A lot of people like that, or even had surgeries, MCL, ACL, shoulder issues. They will feel when the weather changes or it rains, it kind of does something to the body. If it's really hot outside, it's harder to breathe. So just notice those kind of environments, right? So that's a really good question. All right, here we go. Moving on. If struggling to eat avocados, is it okay to replace it with guacamole? Absolutely. Now, I find it funny because obviously guacamole is made off of avocados, but again, just be mindful of what you're putting in your body. If you buy a container of guacamole, read the nutritional facts on it. Really make sure, is this a good choice? Or maybe just read the nutritional facts and make it at home. Right? So there's different alternatives in general when it comes down to your nutrition. And I think one thing I want to say as a side note for everybody is that learning the importance of nutrition, understanding your food, your macros, your categories, and your options, it gives you a power source. And what I mean by that is, you will kind of know how to substitute fast. You'll get it, right? You go to the grocery store, you don't see your brown rice. What's another form of rice that you can have, right? You can have rice pilaf, right? You can also have the yellow rice in a minimal size. Like, there are ways to think fast to know what are some alternatives. And of course, avocados, guacamole, absolutely, okay? All right, so here we go. If craving sweets, is frozen yogurt okay, or sherbet? Maybe once a week. And again, frozen yogurt, yeah, is better than ice cream. Okay. I would ask at that point again, is it something you have to have, or is it just a craving? Like, what is the point of having the frozen yogurt or the sherbet? Is it just because you want a better option because you like ice cream a lot? And again, yeah, have it if that's what, that's about. But at the end of the day, like I said, learning how to substitute your food is going to be a huge power source for you. And anybody that's looking into their nutrition or studying that a little bit in detail. And so enjoy the sherbet, enjoy the frozen yogurt, but once again, look at the nutritional facts. Understand your serving size. Stay with your serving size, right? Or cut it in half. So just things like that. Look at your nutritional labels. All right, here we go. What are safe ways to build up one's endurance or lung strength? There's actually quite a few. It depends on your body, your fitness level. So I'll start with this. I highly encourage water therapy. Okay, swimming, being in the water, working out in the water, even if you're pumping your arms and just walking through the water in the pool. You guys understand that water compression into the body, it actually is very light on your muscles and joints and your bones. But as you know, your heart rate will definitely increase, and it can be a really good workout for you. So try more of a water therapy workout. In addition to that, there are other tests, just small things like walking longer distance, increasing your distance on your walking. There are deeper types of studies as well that involve a mask, a VO2 test. So just know there's different avenues you can go down. But if you're looking for something that is just, easy, maybe at home or at the gym, then water therapy is your route. Okay, and it's very light on the body, so there's no well, I should say there's no way you can hurt yourself, but it's very minimal on your joints and your bones, your tissues, and your ligaments. Okay. All right. And last but not least for today, we're going to answer this last question. Is sugar in the raw better than is sugar in the raw better than regular white sugar? And yes. Okay. Table salt, right? Our usual regular table salt is not the best choice. Have Himalayan salt, right? Or pink salt. Same thing. If you have the typical white sugar, table white sugar, no, have your raw cane sugar, have your brown sugar. There are definitely other substitutes. So again, that's where I encourage everyone that be mindful of what you put in. Look for alternatives in your food. Look for options that you know will bring a better result to your body. So thank you guys so much for having this time. Hopefully I've answered some questions for you just to start off your fitness journey. And again, this will continue in the next few weeks and months, and you will also get to hear from some amazing trainers that I know who I highly respect and are also very knowledgeable. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next Q&A.